Assalamu alaikum everyone. This is Yasmin Qureshi and today new topic will be discussed, that is local anesthetics. And in local anesthetics we will be discussing about procaine, lignocaine, eucaine, cocaine and benzocaine. The material for this chapter is taken from the book, that is Wilson and Giswald textbook of organic medicinal and pharmaceutical chemistry, 12th edition, and rest of the material is taken from different website from the. These are the contents of the today's discussion. I will try to cover introduction, chemistry, synthesis, classification, SCR, mechanism of action, and the therapeutic application of the above topics. Local anesthetics. So what are local anesthetics? These are the agents or drugs that inhibit the conduction of the action potential in all the afferent and the efferent nerve fibers. What it is doing, these agents are inhibiting the action potential. Okay, why these are inhibiting the action potential? To reduce the functions of, or to inhibit the function of the afferent and the efferent nerves. What are these nerve fibers? Afferent nerve fibers are taking signals from the skin to the central nervous system, and the efferent with the E are taking signal from the brain to the muscle. Means if there is the sense of touch, for example there is a sense of touch on the screen, these signals are taken by the afferent nerve to the brain, and we register that there something touched on the skin. Similarly, if there is the sense of change in the temperature, that is also indicated by these nerves. So what is happening, if there is the increased sensation of pain, for example in the medical procedures, the pain or the other sensation are not transmitted effectively to the brain and the motor impulses, and are not transmitted effectively to the muscles. So when the local anesthetics inhibit the action potential, what is happening? The sensation of pain and any other sensation is not transmitted to the brain. Okay, and the motor impulses from the brain to the muscle is also not received. Okay, so this is the advantage for the local anesthetics. By its mechanism, by inhibiting the action potential, we can use these agents to inhibit the pain or during the medical procedures. Local anesthetics have various clinical uses to treat acute or the chronic pain, or to prevent the sensation of the pain during procedure. So for example, if there is a severe pain, it is not being reduced by any of the analgesic, or the damage is too much on the body, so these local anesthetics can be used, or these are used during the different medical procedures. Local anesthetics are the drugs. This is the another example of the local anesthetics, that these are the drugs used to reversibly, means it is not permanent, it reversibly depress the CNS to prevent or relieve pain in specific region of the body without loss of consciousness. So keeping in mind that this loss of sensation is not for the entire body, it in but the local anesthetics work on just for the specific region and without the loss of consciousness. Means when the local anesthetics is given, the person will not lose his consciousness. The person will be able to sense the touch, pressure or temperature or any other senses, just the specific region is numbed by the local anesthetics. Okay, before discussing the functions of the local anesthetics, let's see how these nerve fibers of which the action potential is inhibited, how these nerve fibers functions. So how the nerve conduction occurs? Nerve conduction is both electrical and chemical. Means the conduction can be electrical through the electrical impulse or through the chemical component. Electrical component occur within the axon, which is the part of the nerve fiber. It involves membrane-bound voltage-gated ionic channels responds to change in the voltage across the membrane. Why it is called the voltage gated? Because it responds to the voltage. How the voltage is changed? By the movement of the ions. Okay, so it create the electrical impulse, which is the one of the conduction of the nerve. Second is the chemical components that occur at the synapse, which is the junction between two nerve fiber. It involves the membrane bound ligand gated ionic channel. Okay, over here just we in the local anesthetic we are focused over here. Just keep in mind that the voltage gated ionic channels are involved. Let's see the diagram. Over here you can see in the electrical transmission of the impulse, you can see this is the axon, this over here, this is the diagram of the nerve fiber. You can see the signal is passed through the axon by the changing. There is a picture of the axon over here also. You can see there is a movement of the ions. By the movement of the ion, the voltage is produced and the signal is passed through the axon from the one place to the another place. Okay, this is the electrical transmission which the voltage is created by the ions. Okay, if we see the chemical transmission, it takes place in the synapse or the synaptic cleft. You can see these are the chemicals which are released, and then these gates are opened and the signal is transmitted. But over here in the local anesthetics we are focused on the electrical transmission. How? Okay, let's see the mechanism of action of the local anesthetics. Local anesthetics work by binding to voltage-gated sodium channel receptors inside the cell and thereby inhibiting generation of action potential in the axon. Thus, they reduce the excitability of neuron. So, the mechanism of action of local anesthetics is to inhibit the voltage-gated channel. Which voltage-gated channels? Sodium channels. Okay. Why these gated channels are inhibited? So that the action potential is not generated and it reduces the excitability of the neuron. Let's have the picture of the sodium voltage-gated sodium channel. Okay, this is the outside of the cell and this is the inside of the cell. Where is the binding site? This yellow is the binding site of the local anesthetics, where the local anesthetics first enter into the cell membrane and then bind to its binding site and inhibit the sodium. How? Once it inhibits the sodium, it prevents the action potential. Let's see how the action potential is generated. Sodium potassium ion pumps in the cell membrane, that pumps 2 potassium intracellular. For every 3 sodium ion it pumps extracellular, create 70 millivolts resting potential. Okay, so first step is the resting potential. It is generated by the movement of the sodium extracellularly and the potassium is moved intracellular. If the stimuli, we will see what are the different type of stimuli in the later slides. If the stimuli depolarize the resting potential to reduce the membrane potential to less than minus 55 millivolt, that is, it goes towards the positive 30 millivolts, then a series of the events occur where the membrane potential increase to plus 30 and back to minus 30. So this is explaining the mechanism of the action potential. We remember that we discussed that the nerve conduction is by the electrical and chemical. So in the unit you can observe that millivolt showing the electrical signals that are generated. How of the resting potential to reduce the membrane potential to -55, and it goes towards +30, and then the series of event where membrane potential increase to +30 and back to the resting potential. Okay, so this process is continued. The first step of this entire process is the opening of the voltage gated sodium channel, which allows influx of the sodium ion to cause increase in the membrane potential. What is the mechanism of local anesthetics? Local anesthetics act here to block the sodium influx and thus prevent the stimuli propagation through the axon. So what the mechanism or the process we discussed in the previous slides, the first step is inhibited by the local anesthetics so that it block the sodium influx and then prevent the stimuli. Let's have a look on the mechanism of action review. Block voltage gated sodium channel, prevent generation of the action potential, block neural transmission of the stimuli, especially the pain. You can see over here resting potential is -30 millivolt. The sodium gates open, and then when the sodium gates are open, depolarization phase is achieved, and when the minus +30 millivolt is achieved, sodium gate shuts down, potassium gates open, and then the repolarization process is there. The peak falls dips down, and then the potassium gate shuts down, and again the -30 millivolt is achieved. So this is the complete process which is achieved during the action potential, and the next action potential is generated. Let's have a look on the quick look on the changes in the resting membrane potential. Resting membrane potential, sodium potassium ATPase pump active potential is -70, and then stimuli causes depolarization potential is -30 millivolt, repolarization +30 to -70 millivolt, hyperpolarization -90 millivolt, and then the resting potential -70 millivolt. So it is a continuous cycle. Once the stimuli get touched, when the stimuli is there, this process is continued. What is stimuli? Stimuli, singular is stimulus. Stimuli can be chemical in the air, or it can be cold or hot temperature. It can be pain or sound. The definition of the stimuli is a thing or event that evokes a specific functional reaction in an organ or tissue. So which evokes or which initiate a functional reaction in an organ, that is called the stimuli. These figures show various type of the stimuli. Once the stimuli is there, for example, there is light or bright light, the signal is given to the receptors. Receptors are the sensory cells in the eye for the light, and then from the sensory cells you can see the nerve axon fibers, and then this messenger is reached to the effector muscles, and the response is created. Okay, so for example, there is bright light, the sensory cell will pick up, the message will send to the nerves, and immediately the response will be to close the eye. Okay, so with the stimuli, the functional evokes a functional reaction. How local anesthetic primarily blocks the pain. So over here we are discussing that it is inhibiting the action potential, but as a drug, local anesthetic is used to block the pain or to reduce the pain. How it primarily works? Different neurons carry different stimuli such as pain, cold, warmth, touch, and pressure. The neurons differ in the thickness of the axon, means the neurons vary in their types, so the variation is in their thickness. Thin axons are more sensitive to drugs. Okay, so the thin axons are the sensitive to drugs. Neurons carrying pain has the thinnest axon, that then comes cold, warmth, touch and pressure. Means between all these, the neurons which carry pain have the thinnest axon. Nerve fibers are thinner than the muscle fiber, thus no muscle relaxation occur with the local anesthetics. So keep in mind this mechanism of action is focused on the nerve fibers. Okay, muscle fibers are in the muscles, and these muscle fibers are thick rather than the nerve fibers. So the drugs are only effective on the thin nerve fiber. That's why it is affecting the nerve fiber. It is not affecting the muscle. So there is no relaxation with the local anesthetics. Just review what is the difference between the general anesthetics and the local anesthetics. General anesthetics block the pain in the entire body, but as we discussed, local anesthetic is blocking the pain in the specific region. Okay, general anesthetic blocks sensation of temperature, touch and pressure, whereas the local anesthetics selectively block pain only. Okay, muscle relaxation occur with the general anesthetics, but the muscle relaxation do not occur in the local anesthetics. Drug intended to penetrate in the brain when we are talking about general anesthetics, but the local anesthetic do not penetrate brain and act on the local nerve branches. Receptors is ligand gated, chlorine channel, and binding site is outside of the cell membrane. Okay, but we discussed in the local anesthetics that the receptor is the voltage gated sodium channel and the binding site is inside of the cell membrane. So in the next lecture we will be discussing about the general anesthetic. So this review will be very helpful for us to differentiate between the general and the local anesthetics. Now let's talk about the uses of the local anesthetics. First is it is used in dentistry, podiatry, treatment of disorders of foot, ankle and leg, ENT, operation, surgery of the skin, labor pain, post-operative pain, and in the skin traumas, the local anesthetic. Okay, now let's discuss the application of the local anesthetics. These applications vary depending upon the location of the administration of the local anesthetics. These application may vary depending upon the site, depending on the site of application. Topical, infiltration, plexus block, epidural block, subarachnoid or the spinal block. So let's see topical anesthetics. These topical anesthetics used to numb the surface of the body parts such as skin, front of the eyeball, inside the nose, ear, throat, anus or the genital areas. You can see in the picture how this local anesthetic is applied on the surface of the skin or the mucus. Used to relieve pain and itching caused by sunburns, minor burns, insect bites or sting, poison eve, poison oak, poison sumac, minor cuts or the scratches, the pains which are unbearable and they are not being controlled by the tablet or the oral analgesics. So these topical anesthetic are applied, or even if the injection is given to certain areas and that is very painful, so first these topical anesthetics are applied. Available in creams, ointments, aerosols, sprays, lotions and jellies. Examples include benzocaine, lidocaine, oxybuprocaine. So the topics which were mentioned in the first slide, we are discussing its indication, application and the mechanism of action as well as SAR collectively. Then one by one we will be see if they have the different characteristic features that will be discussed later. So the drug of in our syllabus, the benzocaine, lidocaine comes under the topical anesthetic when given topically. Okay, So the route of administration will vary depending upon the requirement of the drug, and the drug will be same. If given to the different site of administration, the application will be different. In dentistry, topical anesthetics are used to numb oral tissues before injecting a dental local anesthetic to prevent pain due to entry of the needle into the soft tissues or the oral cavity. Infiltration. It is the application of the local anesthetic in intradermal or subcutaneous layer. Let's see in the picture. You can see the injection is given to the subcutaneous layer or intradermal. So this application is known as infiltration. Only the nerve fibers near the injection site is affected. So the action potential of these nerve fiber around this area of the application is affected. Rest of the body will not be unconscious, or the feeling of sensation of the pain, the touch or the temperature of the other body part will not be lost. Next is the plexus block. Plexus or the ganglions are the group of nerves that transmit pain caused to the specific organ or the body region. So block basically used for the group of the nerves, or it is also called the ganglion, plexus or the ganglion. Let's see the use of the local anesthetic in these regions causes analgesia in the organs or region associated with it. Brachial. Now there are two types of the plexus block. First is the brachial plexus block, are employed for the surgery of the shoulder, arm, forearm, wrist or the hand. Let's see its group of nerves or the ganglion. You can see these different injections are showing that the whatever the area which is required to be numb on these areas, on these ganglion, the local anesthetic is administered. Okay. Next type of the plexus block is the celiac plexus block, is performed for the surgery of the abdomen. Let's see its diagram. This is the site of administration of the celiac plexus block. You can see this is for if the kidney or the vertebra, inferior vena cava, abdominal region need to be numbed, or the pain is to be reduced. So the celiac plexus block is the location where it is applied. Epidural block, which is very common, we or the layman use this term very oftenly. Let's see what it is. Application of the local anesthetic in the epidural sac, that is just outside of the sac of the cerebrospinal fluid, and thus blocking the transmission of the pain signals from the peripheral sensory neurons. So the epidural block or the epidural is from the term epidural sac, which is outside the cerebrospinal fluid. Okay, why it is given? So that the pain signals are to be inhibited. It is used during labor pain, more effective and safe than the N2O, as supplement to the general anesthesia, gynecological surgeries, orthopedic surgery, vascular surgery. Okay, spinal block. Application of the local anesthetic in the region containing cerebrospinal fluid, which holds the spinal cord, thus blocking the transmission of the pain signal from the peripheral sensory neuron. It is used in total hip replacement, total knee replacement, cesarean sections, lower limb vascular surgery, limited to procedures involving regions below the upper abdomen, because use in higher level may affect the ability to breathe by paralyzing the intercostal respiratory muscle and disturb heart rate by paralyzing cardiac nerve fibers. Let's see its figure. You can see number one over here, this is the spinal cord. Okay, and this is the spinal block which we discussed in the previous slide, and this over here, this white part, is the epidural block. You can see over here the injection is administered in the spinal block. Okay, another figure, this over here is what? It is the epidural block where the injection is, the red color showing that the local anesthetic is administered or the epidural is given to the person on this area. And if the spinal anesthesia is given, then it is administered like this. Okay, epidural block, it is widely used in the labor pain. Okay, spinal block is used in the cesarean sections. Okay, let's discuss the classification of the anesthetics. Anesthetics are classified over here on the basis of the functional groups. So the classes for these local anesthetics are esters, amides, ethers or ketones. In the esters we have cocaine, procaine, benzocaine, eucaine and tetracaine. So in our syllabus the top four are included, cocaine, procaine, benzocaine, eucaine. That's why I have put it into the bold font. In the amides we have lidocaine or lignocaine and bupivacaine. So in the syllabus we have lidocaine. So we will be discussing these five which are in bold fonts later in the slides after discussing its SAR collectively. From the ethers we have paramoxin, and in the ketone we have the diclonine. Now the SAR of the local anesthetics. The structure of most local anesthetic agent consists of three parts. Okay, they contain, this you can see we have the aromatic ring, and we in the middle we have the linker, and at the other end we have the amino group. So the first one is the lipophilic ring that may be substituted. So this aromatic ring is the lipophilic, or which induce the lipophilic property in the chemical. Second is the linker. Linker means which is linking the lipophilic ring or aromatic ring with the amino. This linker of the various length that usually contain either an ester or an amide. So this linker may contain various functional group which we discussed in the previous slide. On the basis of that, these local anesthetics were classified. And the last part is the third part is the amine group. This over here is the amine group, that is usually tertiary amine with a pKa between 7.5 to 9. pK is the ionization constant, and the value described, for example, if the pK value of the acid is used to indicate the strength of the acid or base, we will see how this pKa value affect the activity of the drug molecule. All local anesthetic have an amine on one end and the aromatic ring on the other. The amine end is the hydrophilic and the aromatic is the lipophilic. The two groups are connected by mostly an ester or an amide group, and less commonly by the ether or the ketone. So majorly these two groups are mostly present in the linker. These two are less common. We discussed the classification of the local anesthetic on the basis of the functional group, but the two main classes which exist are the amides and the ester. Okay, ester have the ester linked between the amine chain and the aromatic chain, aromatic ring. This is the example. You can see in the linker we have the ester over here. So it is the link between the aromatic ring and an amine chain. Amides have an amide link between the amine chain and the aromatic end. We have the example over here of the lidocaine. You can see over here we have the amide, and it is the linker between the aromatic end and the amine chain. Next point for the SAR is the ester and the amino amides differ in metabolism, stability, and the adverse effects. Esters are metabolized in the plasma, but amides are metabolized in the liver. Ester are unstable in solution, but amides are very stable in the solution. Ester are much more likely than amides to cause the allergic reaction. So amides are mostly responsible for the allergic reaction. Amides are very stable in the solution, and the amides are metabolized in the liver. Okay, so I can give you the differentiation between the amides or the ester local anesthetics. Okay, the next point for the SAR is regarding the lipophilic group, which is the aromatic ring in the local anesthetics. 6 point says lipophilic group or the aromatic ring is important to penetrate the lipid bilayer and reach the binding site on inside of the cell. So let's see in the diagram we have you can see the lipid bilayer, and we discussed that the binding site is inside the cell. So the local anesthetic need to cross the cell membrane to bind to the binding site. So which in the group which is responsible, the lipophilic or this aromatic ring is responsible for the penetration into the lipid bilayer. Okay. Next point, presence of the electron withdrawing group in the ortho or para, not meta position, decrease lipophilicity, means if it is decreasing the lipophilicity, decreasing the ability to penetrate in the membrane, but still increase the activity for only ester groups. Okay, so if withdrawing group is present at ortho or para position, it will decrease the activity. We have the example, if the electron donating group, okay, not the withdrawing, if electron donating group such as amine group is present at the para position, it is increasing the activity as compared to this chemical. So procaine is more potent as compared to this chemical which do not have any para substitution. So the para substitution of electron donating group will increase the activity. The amine group is substituted on the aromatic ring. Okay, so it is increasing the activity of the procaine. Note that other electron donating group in decreasing order are hydroxyl, which is greater than amino, which is greater than oxyalkyl, or methoxy, which is greater than methyl, and it is valid everywhere. So after the amino, these also have the property of the electron donating. Next point for the SAR or local anesthetic is given by the Bucci and Perlia, suggested that electron donating group on the aromatic ring created a resonance effect. It is also this point is also continuation of the previous point, that the electron donating group when present on the aromatic ring, what is happening, it is creating the resonance effect between the carbonyl group and the ring, resulting in the shift of the electron from the ring to the carbonyl oxygen. Let's see in the example. Here we have the carbonyl, okay, carbonyl group and the carbonyl oxygen. So what is happening when the electron donating group is present at the para position, ortho, meta, para, at the para position, when the electron donating group is there, the resonance effect between the carbonyl and the, So you can see there is a shift of the electron to the carbonyl. Okay, but if the electron acceptor decrease the polarity, or in the previous point as we discussed, the electron withdrawing group when present, what is happening, that it decrease the polarization of the carbonyl group. So as the electron crowd around the oxygen increase, so did the affinity molecule with the receptor. So if the electron donating group is present over here, the resonance over the oxygen is increased, which is increasing the affinity of the molecule with the receptor will be more to that molecule, as in the case of the procaine. When the aromatic ring was substituted with the electron withdrawing group, the electron crowd around the carbonyl oxygen decrease, and the anesthetic activity will also decrease in this condition. Okay, the next point of the SAR is the presence of electron withdrawing halogen in the ortho position only can decrease the duration of the action, as we discussed in the previous point, that if the electron donating group is present at the para or the ortho position, it will decrease the potency, or it will decrease the activity. So this point is mentioning if the electron withdrawing halogen is present apart from the electron donating group at the ortho position, it will decrease the duration of action by making the ester more likely for the nucleophilic attack. What is nucleophile? Nucleophile contain the lone pair of electrons. They attack atom with the positive charges. More positive the atom, better the attack. It is talking about the nucleophile. So let's have the example over here. In the procaine, we saw that the amine or the electron donating group when present, it is more potent. Okay, but if we have another example, chloroprocaine, when the electron withdrawing halogen is present at the ortho position, what is happening? It is in ortho position decrease the duration by the more charges on the carbonyl, more likely for the nucleophilic attack. So it is the shorter acting as compared to the procaine. The chlorine in the ortho group makes the carbonyl carbon more positive. You can see the carbon is more positive and more likely to be attacked by the nucleophile that cause breakdown of the compound. So this compound as compared to the procaine is more readily broken down and have the shorter acting due to the presence of the electron withdrawing halogen at the ortho position. Next point for the SAR, for amide only, presence of diortho substituted group prevent breakdown of amide and thus increase its stability in both liquid formulation and the body enzymes. So we have the example over here. This example is for only amide, the presence of diortho. So ortho meta para, so means and this is ortho, this again meta. So when the diortho is substituted, okay, it prevent the breakdown of the amide and thus increase the stability in both liquid formulation and in the previous example in the chlorprocaine we discussed that the that is more readily broken down and short acting. So over here we have the example, if it is not for the ester, this is only for the amide. When the methyl group is there, it is more stable in both liquid formulation and as well as in the body. The methyl group make it difficult to hydrolyze, thus it is stable in water and blood, sufficient duration of action. The contrast is given. You can see in this example there is no any substitution, no protection against hydrolysis by di substituted group, thus unstable in water and blood, not enough duration of action. Note that instead of methyl, other groups such as methoxy can also be used. Next point is for the linker group, which we discussed in the first slide of the SAR, that it is divided into three parts: aromatic ring, linker, and the amine group. So second part we are discussing now about the linker group. The linker is usually an ester or an amide. We discussed that already, that they can be ketone or the ether, but mostly we have the ester or the amide group along with the hydrophobic chain of the various lengths. When the number of the carbon atom in the linker is increased, the lipid solubility, protein binding, duration of action, and toxicity increases. Next point, ester and the amides are bioisosteres. What are bioisosteres? Having similar size, shapes, and the electronic structures. The similarity in their structure means the ester and amides have similar binding properties and usually differ only in their stability in vivo, in vitro. Now don't think that the ester and amides are exactly similar, exactly same. It says similar binding properties and usually differ only in their stability in vivo and in vitro. For molecules that only differ at the linker functional group, amide are more stable than ester and thus have longer half-lives than the esters. So the rest of the substitution is same, only the substitution is different. Then the amides are more stable than the esters. Plasma protein binding may be more prevalent for the amide anesthetic as well, contributing to the increased half-life. Next point, linker group has short alkylene methylene chain containing few carbon atoms and various functional groups such as amide, ester, ether, or ketone. So the linker group can also contain the short chain containing only few carbons. So it depends upon the molecule, either it is a long chain or it is a small chain, depending upon the requirement of the drug. The increasing the length of the alkyline chain increase the pKa dissociative constant, which reduces the potency. The higher the pKa value, it will decrease the potency, because the more drug get ionized outside the membrane without producing the effect and thus can't penetrate into the binding site. Let's see in the example. You can see the effect of the increasing linker in the lidocaine. So we have the lidocaine structure, but the linker is increased in all these chemicals or derivatives, and the pK value is also increased by the increase in the longer end chain. So all local anesthetic are basic drug because they contain the amine group. As the pKa increases, the drug become more basic and thus more ionized in the blood. In ionized form, they can't cross the lipid membrane and reach their binding site. So increase the pKa value, increase ionized form, and then decreasing the potency. So increasing the chain will decrease the potency. Why? Because it can't reach to the binding site, can't cross the lipid membrane. Okay. You can see over here in the diagrammatic form, if the ionization of the drug is increased, the ability to cross the lipid bilayer is also decreased. So more ionization, less penetration, less concentration inside the cell, less binding, less potency. Next point is for the hydrophilic, the third part, hydrophilic group, that is the amine group. It is believed that when they enter the cell, they will accept a proton and form positively charged quaternary form which is needed for binding to voltage gated ion channel. We already discussed the quaternary form when the atom is bonded with the 4 different atoms. Okay, so it is believed that when the local anesthetic enter the cell, they accept a proton and form a positively charged quaternary form, which is this quaternary form is needed for the binding to the binding site or voltage gated ion channel. So over here we have the procaine believed to bind to its receptor when the amino group is the positively. You can see after the entering in the cell, they accept a proton, become positively charged quaternary on the amino 1, 2, 3, 4. So amino over here is the quaternary and it is needed for the binding to the ionic channel. Next point of the SAR, however, benzocaine has no amine portion, but it still an affecting topical local anesthetic. This is the structure of the benzocaine, and you can see in the benzocaine structure there is no any amine group is there, but it is also effective local anesthetic. It means that if the amine group is not there, aromatic ring is there as well as the linker is there, it will also produce the local anesthetic effect or inhibiting the action potential. Thus, use of the amine part could only be for proper water solubility and not directly related to the proper binding. Okay, this is not directly, just see the wording, the use of the not could only be means not for the all the derivatives, as we discussed in the previous example that that quaternary amine is helping in the binding, but if the amine is not there, it is contraindicating that point. If the amine part could not be, it is only for the water solubility and not directly to the proper binding, it can be observed by the example of the benzoate. Okay, now let's discuss what is procaine. Over here we have the structure of the procaine. In the structure you can recognize various chemical groups. Over here if we divide this is benzene and the ester is attached, it becomes benzoate. Okay, over here amino is there, at which position of benzoate? 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay, this is over here ethyl, and on the amino 2 ethyl groups are attached. Okay, so let's see the IUPAC name. 2 2 is for 2 for the benzoate, 2 is for the benzoate. Okay, 2 diethyl amino ethyl 4 amino benzoate. Okay, we discussed is SAR points regarding the para position of the electron donating group, regarding the ester, how it is affecting the stability potency regarding its chain, as well as regarding its the amino or the quaternary or the changing in the after entering into the cell. So few other points related to procaine. It is the local anesthetic drug of the ester group, effective parenteral, but are relatively weak when applied locally. Slow onset 4 to 5 minutes, short duration, pKa is 8.8. Procaine has the advantage of constricting blood vessel, which reduce the bleeding until other local anesthetics like lidocaine. So it have the advantage to constrict the blood vessels. Its action of constricting blood vessels should increase duration of action like with lidocaine and epinephrine, but it can't because the ester are such functional groups that naturally hydrolyze metabolize quickly than other functional groups such as amide or the alcohol. So if we see the advantage of the constricting blood vessel, it should have the increased duration of action. but due to the presence of the ester is easily metabolized or hydrolyzed as compared to the lidocaine and the epinephrine. Metabolized by the plasma enzyme to form para-amino benzoic acid, which cause the allergic effect. So after metabolism, it can produce allergic effects. Mechanism of action is the similar, blocks pain by depressing CNS, by antagonizing voltage gated sodium channel, thus inhibiting generation of the action potential. However, benzocaine has no amine portion, but it is still effective local anesthetic. Thus, use of the amine part could only be proper for water soluble. This point is again repeated over here. Let's see the synthesis of the procaine. It is synthesized from the para-aminobenzoic acid when treated with the 2-diethyl amino ethanol, and by the condensation it is making the procaine, and from the procaine hydrochloride is formed. Okay, so the salt form of the procaine for the better absorption and the better activity. Okay, let's discuss cocaine. Here we have the structure of the cocaine. You can see in the structure of the cocaine we have the same three parts, that is the aromatic ring, the ester as well as the amine. Amine, you can see there is a, with amine bicyclic structure is there. Few of the remaining information for the cocaine is the cocaine was the first agent used for the topical anesthesia. It was isolated from the coca leaves, that's why its name is cocaine, that native people of the Andes Mountains chew for multiple effects including local anesthesia and the stimulant properties to ward off fatigue. If the solution remain on the membrane for 5 minutes, anesthesia and the vasoconstriction of the area will occur. Toxic manifestation include excitation, dysphoria. Dysphoria is the state of unease or generalized dissatisfaction with life. Tremors, seizures activity, hypertension, tachycardia, myocardial ischemia, and infarction. Cocaine is used primarily for the nasal surgeries. Although the abuse potential has resulted in decrease in use, you know that cocaine has been used for the various reason like the drug abuse, and it is causing the patient to having the withdrawal symptoms and requirement for use it again and again. So it is highly being misused, that's why its used in the medical is decreased, and the search for the alternate anesthetics is there. When the cocaine was compared with the lidocaine, phenylephrine for the nasal intubation is the insertion of the tube. The result was same with the less toxicity in the lidocaine phenylephrine group. So the cocaine was easily replaced by the lidocaine phenylephrine during the nasal intubations with the less toxicity effect or the habituation of the cocaine. Next is the benzocaine. You can see in the benzocaine structure we have the amino at the fourth position of the benzoate, and we have ethyl. So IUPAC name will be ethyl 4-amino benzoate. It is the unique local anesthetic because it does not contain a tertiary amine. Unique why? Because despite of not having tertiary amine, it is still producing local anesthetic effect. The pK of the aromatic amine is 3.5, ensuring that the benzocaine is uncharged at the physiological pH. Because it is uncharged, it is not water soluble but is ideal for the topical applications. The onset of action is within 30 seconds and duration of action is 10 to 15 minutes. Benzocaine is used for endoscopy, bronchoscopy and the topical anesthesia. It is available as the 20% solution topical spray in a 1% gel for mucous membrane application and 14% glycerin suspension for the topical use in the outer ear. Toxicity of benzocaine is when topical dose exceeds 200 to 300 mg, resulting in the methemoglobinemia. Infant and children are more susceptible to this, and methemoglobinemia has been reported after topical administration to treat a painful diaper rash. Next is the lignocaine or the lidocaine. We have the structure over here of the lidocaine with the IUPAC name. 2 diethyl amino at the 2 position. We have the diethyl amino 1, 2, N, and the N we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 at the 2 and 6 position. Dimethyl phenyl acetamide is there. Lidocaine was the first amino amide synthesized in 1948 and has become the most widely used local anesthetic. The tertiary amine has a pKa of 7.8. Tertiary amine, when it is ionized or the proton is added, the tertiary amine is has a pKa of 7.8, and it is formulated as the hydrochloride salt with the pH between 5 to 5.5. Some formulation of lidocaine contain methylparaben preservatives that may cause allergy reaction in the PABA sensitive individual. Means if the individual are not PABA sensitive, they will not produce the allergic, they will not have the allergic reaction. Lidocaine can also be used for infiltration, peripheral nerve and the plexus blockage, and epidural anesthesia depending upon the application of the lidocaine. The liver is responsible for most of the metabolism of the lidocaine, and any decrease in liver function will decrease metabolism. Absorption of lidocaine will be decreased with the addition of the epinephrine to the local anesthetic. Lidocaine is primarily metabolized by deethylation of the tertiary nitrogen to form monoethylglycine X-lidide. This is the metabolized product of the lidocaine. Toxicity associated with the lidocaine local anesthesia is low when used at the appropriate dose. Toxicity increase in the patient with the liver disease because it is metabolized by the liver, and those with the acidosis, which decreases plasma protein binding of the lidocaine. CNS toxicity is low with seizure activity reported with the high doses only. The cardiac toxicity of lidocaine is manifested by bradycardia, hypotension, cardiovascular collapse, which may lead to the cardiac arrest and death. This is the lidocaine synthesis. Lidocaine is synthesized by the 2,3-dimethylphenylamine in the presence of the chloracetyl chloride, and we have this is intermediate structure, which in the presence of the diethylamine is converted into the lidocaine, and with the in the presence of HCl, lidocaine hydrochloride is synthesized. Eucaine, which is the last drug for the local anesthetic. We have the alpha eucaine and the beta eucaine. You can see there is a difference between these two structures. It was designed as an analog of the cocaine. That designed as analog means it is a human made derivative of the which is the analog of the cocaine, and was one of the first synthetic chemical compound to find general use as an anesthetic. Dr. Vinci introduced a less irritating preparation called beta-eucaine or eucaine B. For this reason, the original product became known as the alpha-eucaine or the eucaine A. So the alpha-eucaine was previously synthesized, beta-eucaine was introduced later, and to differentiate between these two, the alpha and the beta was added, and it is the beta eucaine is less irritating. This is a quick diagram I want to show you because we have already discussed benzodiazepine and the GABA, and we discussed over here in local anesthetic that the local anesthetic cross the lipid bilayer, and its site of action or the receptor binding is over inside the cell. But whereas if you remember that the GABA or the benzodiazepine and the barbiturate, they have the binding outside of the cell. Just for your reminder, this is all for the local anesthetics, though the lecture is long, but I believe that you will find it helpful. Thank you very much.